I want to congratulate my good friend from Jarrow for securing this debate and her excellent speech just now. At first, Madam Deputy Speaker, I thought, what am I going to say in this debate because I'm not a lesbian? But then I've stood in this chamber and I've spoken on many issues. And the thing is, you don't have to be a lesbian to speak in this debate. What you have to be is a good person. You have to be a person that believes in equality and fairness, and that is what's important. And as my good friend has said, this Lesbian Visibility Week was created by, you know, bestie of ours, Linda Riley, who's here today. And she has fought all of her life to be seen the way that allows her to be her, the way that allows her to be her authentic self. And what she wants more than anything is for everybody else to have that same privilege. Yesterday, we watched a documentary called The Life of Riley. And as an activist and a butch lesbian, Linda has supported everybody in the LGBTQI plus community. And she can do that and support trans people because the two things are not mutually exclusive. And, you know, I believe it's more important to know what is in people's hearts than what is in their pants. And I think we should be spending more time talking about what's in people's hearts, because nobody wants to erase lesbians. I mean, honestly, people should just try it. I mean, I feel sorry for them if they try. This debate just highlights that. And I remember, Madam Deputy Speaker, speaking to my honourable friend from Shanice, which I know that I said that wrong, but from South West Wales. And she spoke to me about when she was a teacher and her girlfriend was sick and she was unable to talk about this in her workplace because she wasn't out. That is something that we should all think very carefully about in regards to allowing people to be their authentic self. And another lesbian, Sally, who during Lesbian Visibility Week came out at work, and that stopped a lot of the men from coming on to her, which she was grateful for. But then also some other men who thought, oh, we'll give it a try, you know, and it's just like, get over it. Some women are lesbians, get over it. And the thing is that Linda sort of welcomes lesbians and makes them feel safe in her environment. And I watched how she has looked after people that my honourable friend mentioned earlier, like Kelly Holmes, who kept her sexuality secret because of her time in the army. And now she's an activist and an advocate. And now she's engaged to a wonderful, beautiful woman called Louise. And that is the power of allowing people to be their authentic self and just allowing them to live. The power of that means that you give them space. You give them space to grow and be happy. And to be honest, Madam Deputy Speaker, I don't care who people love, as long as it's a legal love, like love who you like. I think the world would be a better place if there was more love. There's too much hate right now. And I just think we need more love in the world. And as my honourable friend said, some countries, you know, two consenting same-sex couples are not allowed to love each other. And that is wrong. And the thing is this, is that Linda talks about LGBT with the T, and the trans debate has been extremely toxic. And the debate in this house just last week made trans kids and trans adults feel like they don't exist. It made them feel like we wanted to erase them. And this is the mother of all parliaments. And we should not have debates in this place that makes people feel that they don't exist or that we want them to be erased. And I must say, Madam Deputy Speaker, Dr. Kaz, who I spent a lot of time with speaking to her at the weekend, and I was very grateful for her time, she was given some advice not to travel on public transport because of her report. And this was before her report was published. And some people, including some members of Parliament in this House, try to imply that my contribution to this House contributed to that. And Dr. Kaz said that I can quote her and say that that is absolutely ridiculous. And I felt really hurt and offended by that, Madam Deputy Speaker, because that encouraged a pile on me over the weekend. And for those people that think that they can silence me for sticking up for marginalised groups or minoritized groups, you know, think again, because that's literally what I have been elected to do in this place, is to speak up for people, and people who maybe cannot speak up for themselves. And I'm not going to stop. And there's people that are making things up about me. Just read my book, and I'm happy to give it a plug, A Purposeful Life, out in all good bookshops now. But it's very clear in my book why I am an activist and why I campaign the way that I do. And I want to end on this, and I talk about this in my book. The Equality Act 2010 and the Gender Recognition Act 2004 have no bearing on each other. So therefore, you can be a feminist, you can stick up for the rights of women, and you can also be a trans ally. And that, I think, Madam Deputy Speaker, shows the very best of humanity, and we all need a little bit more of that.